Hi, I appreciate you viewing this video. I am very excited to share with you about our health insurance with Philadelphia American. As it says here, it is a new era, and I truly believe that, and I'm going to explain a little bit more what I mean about that here in a little bit. But I'm assuming that you are watching this video for probably one of two reasons. One would be that you already had spoken with me at various times and wanted to get a little bit more understanding of what we offer. And the other would be that you are watching this video with someone who I've already spoken with, and they wanted to be able to give you a little bit more information about what we offer. And I think you would probably easily agree that it's one thing to have enough understanding about insurance plans to make a decision to purchase a plan, and it's a whole different thing to have enough understanding to be able to sell someone else on the value of the plan. So that's what I'm doing this for. So if you have someone who is with you, has not talked to you and I, has not seen the plan, this should be a great alternative. So now instead of having to meet with me for 45 minutes, an hour, or whatever, like your friend and I already have, we can just look at, however many minutes to give you an overview and how this insurance works. And I'm an independent agent, which means I'm not trapped in a cage. I'm not what they call a captive agent. I can write insurance for any company I want, and I can own any insurance kind of plan that I want. And the reason that I have the plan that I do, my wife and I, with Philadelphia American, is because I'm totally sold on the concept. You basically have three different kinds of insurance plans. One of them is the typical major medical. That's the standby. That's what you have with the ACA, most plans like that. A lot of plans that aren't even part of the ACA are major medical plans, and so I'll get more into that here in a little bit. The next kind you have is what we call an indemnity plan, and that's where an insurance company pays money for different things that you have done. And ours is actually an indemnity plan, but it's a very powerful indemnity plan, and it's actually health insurance. Most of them are not. The other kind of insurance is just a basic discount plan where you get discounts for everything when you go somewhere. So under the ACA, you basically had, up until recently, a tax penalty. Well, that's gone away. Look at it this way. If you were to come home and you saw that your house was on fire, you aren't going to call your insurance carrier and say, oh, I need to get some homeowners. They're going to laugh at you, right? And the same thing if you had a car accident. You can't call and say, hey, I just had a car accident. I need to get some auto insurance. Well, it's the same way with health insurance. The ACA is one aspect of health insurance. More and more people are getting their own private, customized health insurance plans, and that's what we offer, and that's what I'll explain more as we go. So with typical insurance, with a major medical, you pay your premium every single month, you have a claim, and then you get that bill, and that is what we call a fake bill, okay? You have to put your hard-earned money back on the table in the form of deductibles. That could be, in some cases, over $10,000 deductible. And then you've got a massive co-insurance amount, 20% of your part, 80-20, 70-30, 60-40, a 50-50. There's all different kinds of plans. And then up to a certain amount that you have to pay out of pocket. In some cases, this can be $20,000, $30,000. And on top of that, you have a double deductible if you go out of your network. So that's a huge thing. So after you pay your money again, the insurance company steps in and pays their money. That's how that works. Again, once you go out of network, you can get killed with doubling of deductibles and other expenses that are just much greater. With a major medical plan, your plan pays based on expenses incurred or out of the bill. So if you have a $20,000 bill, they're going to take your deductible, any co-insurances, whatever, out of that bill. So if it's $20,000 and you have a $5,000 deductible, they're going to take $5,000 from the 20. That's going to have a remainder of $15,000. And then let's say you got a 20% co-insurance, so that's 20% of $15,000, which is another $3,000. So in that case, you would be out of pocket $8,000. Well, I'm going to show you it doesn't have to be that way. Hospital prices are about to go up. This is a screenshot from a video that I took. It says the final bill is almost never the same as the ticket price for services received. A law was made that they have to show online what the rates are for hospital costs. But here's the problem. According to this right here, it says the final bill is almost never the same as the ticket price for services received. So it doesn't even matter if you get a chance to even see how much it really costs for something. If you have to go to the hospital, you're still going to end up paying because the insurance companies and the hospitals are playing that game together, right? So we use what's called transparent pricing. This is a hospital in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's the Ohio Valley Hospital. And if you look right here, it says this is a mammogram, self-pay price $69, and has what's called a CPT code 77067. Everything in health insurance has that code. Here is a page of those codes, and you can see right here it says CPT, and then it shows 21060. Next to that, it will show you a cost. So in this case, it's $836.35, whatever that might be. This is from my actual insurance policy that I have with Philadelphia American. My policy has 14 pages of these codes in it. So I put a little brainwash thing up here because I'm totally convinced that the only reason people continue to buy major medical plans is because, number one, they have been brainwashed that it's the only way. And number two, their insurance agent has been brainwashed that it's the best way. And they're just not. And I'm going to show you why I believe that. And remember, throughout this, as I'm showing you this information, I am an independent agent who can sell any insurance plan for any company that I choose to. But I choose to sell the plans I do for Philadelphia American. The only reason I can figure, and the best example I can give, is the Wizard of Oz. They're all scared to death in front of the great and powerful Oz, and then something happens. Toto pulls back the curtain and exposes him for the fraud that he is. I believe that that's what we do with Philadelphia American. We've been around since 1924, survived the Great Depression, the wars. That's all you need to know on whether or not an insurance company is a solid company. All insurance companies are rated by AM Best, and they've been doing that since 1899, and we were rated B++, which is the 5th highest out of 16 ratings. We're what we like to call a boutique company, and what I mean by that is there are lots of massive companies out there, your United Healthcares and Blue Cross, and I've written for those companies. Those big companies, they advertise all the time. Your Humanas and all those major corporations, they always advertise on TV and on mail, and they just deluge your mailbox with all kinds of different mail, especially when you're getting closer to like Medicare age or whatever. Well, as a boutique company, we're one of probably 1,500 companies in the United States that we don't advertise all the time. We have great plans, we have great customer service, but you don't hear about us all the time like other companies. But we pay our bills, and we do a great job of that. So with us, you have the same scenario. You pay your monthly premium. You have a claim. Now watch this. Instead of you having to come up with your money right away, the insurance company will pay money for every one of those codes I showed you, and I'll show you how this plays out. Then you pay your deductible, whatever that might be, and that's it. And if you've got a plan, the HSP, which is a Health Savers Plus 3 plan, that plan has a regular deductible like a $500 deductible, $1,000, $2,500, and $5,000. With the Health Choice Select, that plan has a different kind of deductible. In some cases, it actually comes out to less on that deductible side. For both the Health Choice Select and the HSP 3, as we call it, Health Savers Plus 3, are pretty much identical besides that. So there is no 80-20 share after you pay your deductible with our plan. And we use what's called the multi-plan, the PHCS, which stands for Private Healthcare Systems Multi-Plan. This is a great PPO network. In fact, if you look at this right here, you can choose any doctor or hospital without penalty, and you have the option of assessing the PHCS network right here, the largest primary provider organization in the nation. It was founded in 1980, and look at this, we have 650,000 plus healthcare providers and 4,600 hospitals. So very, very seldom will you find a doctor that's not in the plan. But if you follow my guidance, I'm going to show you a way to build a plan and customize it so you can go to any doctor, any hospital, anywhere in the United States, and you will be in way better shape for the most part than you would with a major medical plan in almost every situation. So we don't charge you extra if you go out of network. It's kind of like a bonus or a reward if you would. So we're going to pay for every kind of code there is. We're going to pay the same amount of money no matter what. So if you go to the doctor and your doctor visit costs $60 and we pay $80, well then you put $20 in your pocket. If your visit costs $80 and we pay $80, then it didn't cost you a copay or anything to go to the doctor. It all depends on the cost and on the service that you have that's rendered. And I'll show you how that plays out. So here's what our plan looks like, and I'll come back to that. But this is kind of a zoom in on it. This is a daily hospital benefit that I'm showing you right now. This plan covers hospital, surgery, and it covers outpatient. And then we have some extra little what we call bolt-ons that you can get that are excellent. So you have an option to pick between a 1, a 2, and a 3-unit plan, okay? I'm showing you a 2-unit plan, and with a 2-unit plan, we're going to pay $3,000 a day for each day you're in the hospital for a sickness, $6,000 for each day you're in the hospital for an injury. On a 3-unit plan, it pays $4,500 a day and $6,000 for an injury. Now, if you look up here, it says $1,500 for 1 unit. That is the equivalent of Medicare. 2 units is twice Medicare, and 3 units is 3 times Medicare. This plan right here, the 3-unit plan, is the one that I highly suggest. It's the one that my wife and I already own. One thing I always tell people, find out why your insurance agent is telling you to buy what he's offering to you, and ask him what he or she, what they own for an insurance plan. I'm telling you to get the plan that my wife and I own. So here's an actual bill. This was a person who had an obstructed bowel, was in the hospital for 11 days, 7 of them in an ICU, got a bill for $56,000, but he went in our network. And in our network, we have bills repriced on average 40%, which is pretty great. I told you before that major medical plans use fake bills. They're not real. And if you look and see how one hospital charges versus another, it's incredible. So this bill was repriced by $44,000, and the difference came out to $12,000. So here's what happened. We, under our plan, were responsible for paying $21,750 credit on this hospital bill. It doesn't matter that the bill was $56,000. It's what the bill ends up being and what we have to pay by law on our contract, which in this case was $21,750. This person had a $2,500 deductible, but watch, it doesn't come out of this number over here. It doesn't come out of that bill. It comes out of the credit that we're paying. So look, this person has a $2,500 deductible come out of the $21,750, and as you see, that leaves $19,250. But recognize this. This is a credit. That's a positive number. Okay? Then we take that new bill of $12,235. We take that bill from the $19,000, and now we still have a credit of $7,014. And look at this. This is an actual check, a copy of an actual check of our client that they received from the company. Why? Because their credit was more than their bill. This will never, hear me, never happen with any other kind of insurance, especially major medical. Here's another bill. This is a person who went to the doctor, had an $80 bill, $42 for lab pathology, a total of $122. He had a 3-unit plan, which is the same one as my wife and I, and the insurance company paid $80 of the 80. You can see the covered amount was 80 and the bill was 80. So they covered all $80 of that 80 bill for the clinic. Then we paid 40 of the lab pathology as well. So the only thing that this person did not have to pay was $2 out of pocket. Not too bad. This is what the plan looks like as you break it down. And the first step is to pick a plan. 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 units. We call it good, better, best. The only reason I say good for this is the equivalent of Medicare, and to have something is better than having nothing. I prefer at least a better, but in every situation possible, if it's affordable, I recommend people to have the best plan, 3 units. After you pick the plan, here's the breakdown right here. And this is 1 unit, $1,500 a day hospital for sickness, and then $3,000 for injury. 3 and 6 for hospital and injury, $4,506 for hospital and injury. This is a copy of my actual card. You can see right on here. This is my plan. I took out the policy ID number and when I put it into effect, but it's got a calendar year deductible of $5,000 a person, an additional outpatient deductible of $50 per person. So you can actually see my card. And this is what you would do. You would go to the doctor, you show them your card, and then you either pay whatever is remaining bill or they send you a bill or however that works between you and the clinic. Just awesome. And again, the largest network in the United States. This is the actual health insurance plan, and you can see it a little bit closer up from me and my wife. We have a $5,000 deductible, a $5 million lifetime maximum. We have $250,000 per person per calendar year. That's a whole lot. And then we have $4,500 a day for a sickness in the hospital, $6,000 for an accident or an injury. Then over here is another page. This is the outpatient part of it. Our deductible is $50. We have $6,000 a year per person. And we have $80 for outpatient for office visits, things like that. And the first 3 visits, there is no deductible. It's waived. We also have money that is allocated for x-rays, EKG, labs. You can see that. And again, this is after we use our network provider and get a repriced bill. So very often we either get no money out of pocket when we walk away, or we have a small copay, and in many cases we actually will receive money back from the insurance company. It's just the way it works. Another great benefit with our plan is if we take a generic drug, which my wife and I don't take any meds, but if we did, we would get $15 back for whatever it was for the generic that we paid and $30 for a brand name. So if you go to Walmart and get a $4 generic, you send that bill to the company, they're going to give you a check for $15. So it costs you a minus $11. So understand what I said originally, the way the ACA works is they have to take on everyone no matter what their health conditions are. If you are taking a med currently, you will receive the benefit of our discount plan, and then for 1 year, we won't pay anything toward that medicine. So if you get a $4 generic at Walmart, you'll get to use our card to get that deduction on that drug. But we won't cover pre-existing conditions for 1 year, and I'll explain that more too. It's nothing to be concerned about. With a hospital indemnity plan like ours, we pay a credit or a benefit based on a schedule. So if we go to the hospital, we get $4,500 a day. If we have lab work done, we get $30 for that, or whatever that might look like with every one of those codes. So those are a credit, and from that credit comes the expense. So if it's the bill, the deductible, whatever that might be, it comes out of that amount. That is totally different than any kind of major medical plan. That's why I love these plans so much, and that's why hundreds of thousands of business owners in the U.S. are going to plans with us and like ours. But also, let me say this. our competition, in many cases, their hospital plan does not cover anywhere near what it needs to, and if you go to the hospital, you are going to be out of pocket a lot of money. Not so with ours, the way it's designed, if you follow my guidance. So after you've picked your plan 1, 2, or 3 units, you choose your annual maximum benefit, and that's $100,000, $250,000, or $1 million. My wife and I have a $250,000 plan, but most of my clients actually have $100,000, and I'll show you why in a little bit. So you have a claim, the big bucket of money that you have is emptied into a smaller bucket of money, and then at the beginning of each year, it is replenished all the way up to $5 million. Great plan. So this is some research I did, and this was very, very eye-opening. This is the top 10 medical conditions with the highest average cost per inpatient stay, according to Business Insider. And here's the cool part about it. This is 35.5 million hospital stays. So this is not a small sampling, like, they're doing a poll and there's 1,000 people that are polled. No, this is a big sample that they used. And the top cost was a heart valve disorder, which is right at about $42,000. So you can see why a lot of people have a $100,000 a year maximum plan with us. Okay, here's how that plays out. With my plan, that $42,000 bill would be discounted about 40%, which would take it down to $25,000. The average stay for a heart valve disorder, according to the article, it was 6 to 9 days in the hospital. Okay? So I'm going to use 7 days as a number to show you how this would play out with my plan that my wife and I have. And I'm not saying everybody's plan would work this way, but this is the way it would work for my wife and I. So I would go to the hospital for 7 days. My bill from $42,000 would be repriced to $25,000, and I would receive $4,500 a day from Philadelphia American as a credit, and that comes out to $31,500. My deductible for Marcia and I is $5,000, but that doesn't come out of that fake $42,000 bill. It doesn't even come out of the repriced bill. It comes out of the credit of $31,500. So now I have a difference of $26,500. And note, this is a positive amount. Then they're going to subtract this repriced $25,000 bill from the $26,500. And look at this. I would receive a check from our company in this situation for $1,500. My deductible comes out of my credit, and my bill comes out of my remaining difference with the credit. I have no money out of pocket at all, not even my deductible. Take this same plan with a major medical, you'd have $42,000. You'd take the $5,000 deductible out of that. That would leave a remaining $37,000. You would take 20% in most cases of $37,000, which is another $7,500 roughly. $7,500 and $5,000, you're out of pocket $12,500 on a $42,000 fake bill, and I'm out nothing, and I get a check from the company for $1,500. Now, I'm not saying that every time you're going to get a check when you go to the hospital. That's not our goal. Our goal is to help people to be able to get the most amount of health care for the least amount of money, and that's one of the best parts about this. If you look at our premiums with the ACA or any other government plan or any regular major medical plan in general, you're paying twice as much for your plan than you would for mine, for the most part. But here is the worst scenario. If I only went to the hospital for 6 days, I would have to pay $3,000, which is still less than my deductible of $5,000. Why? Because I would only get paid $31,500 less $4,500 because I'd only be there 6 days. Right? So it'd be about $26,000 or whatever. Then they're going to subtract my deductible from that, $22,000, somewhere in that area. and then they're going to take my bill from that number, so that's going to be a minus $3,000 in that situation. So instead of getting a check like I would have, I'm going to pay $3,000 out of pocket. But look at $3,000 compared to what I showed you with the fake bill and a major medical of $12,500. This is less than my deductible. But check this out. If I would have gone with the best case scenario, they said it's 6 to 9 days is what a heart valve disorder is for a hospital stay. If I would have gone for the full 9 days, I would have received a check for $10,500 from our company, because I would have received 9 days times $4,500 minus my deductible minus my repriced bill would have left me a positive $10,500. And don't say it's too good to be true, because it just makes sense. Why would insurance companies have you pay all of your money every single month, and as soon as you have a bill, have to pay your money again in the form of deductibles and co-insurance and a stop loss, when they can take part of the money that you've been paying every single month and give you a credit from that money and all the other clients that they have, and then use that money to offset the cost of your deductible and any actual bill you would have remaining. It just makes sense, and it's awesome stuff. So other sponsor benefits, there's no cost to you whatsoever for this. One of them's Teladoc. Here's my Teladoc card. My wife used this Teladoc 2 weeks ago. She was having a problem with her foot, wanted to find out if she should go to her regular doctor or go to a podiatrist. Figured, what do we got to lose? There's no copay. You can call 24/7. She calls Teladoc, and the guy says you can do either one. You could either go to the doctor, or you could go to a podiatrist. It's going to cost you more for a podiatrist. Might not be a bad idea to go see your doctor first. That was pretty cool. One guy we know, one of our clients, used Teladoc, and the doctor told him he was going to have a $100,000 surgery, and he said, man, I'm going to get a second opinion. He called Teladoc, and Teladoc looked at him through Skype and through FaceTime and other video programs like this, and said, no, I don't think you should do that surgery, and he saved $100,000. Another man was diagnosed with pink eye over the phone and didn't have to go to the clinic. And if you're like me, I hate going to a clinic and sitting in there with all the germs and everything else. No copay on top of it. No lost work. It only makes sense. Prescription savings card. This is not health insurance. It's an actual card, and this is a good example. Lipitor at Walmart, they charge $11, CVS $70, but here's the thing. You can go wherever you want, and if you don't feel like, I don't mind throwing away $60, it's okay. That's up to you. And here's a copy of our ScriptSave card. This is my wife and my card. And it says this is a discount, not insurance. So this works out really, really well. Our dental is $2,000 a year per person. Check it out. We have the dental plan. This also has iMed Vision, and it has a LASIK surgery benefit, and it also has a hearing benefit. This is great. You can use at any provider in the United States. That doesn't mean they're part of the network. They give you more benefit if you're in network. Our dentist himself is not in network with my wife and I. She just went, and she's going to probably pay about $10 more for cleaning an x-ray. This is our accident plan, and I love this plan. In most cases, if someone has this plan, they will very seldom see money out of pocket, and if so, it will be very little. It's $4,000 per accident, and as you can see right here, it pays in addition to any other insurance. It has included in it an accidental death life insurance benefit of $100,000. This is a great plan. It also has a great benefit for ground or air ambulance up to $10,000. This pays actual cost, and it works in addition to the other health insurance. And there's our card for that. We also have what's called critical illness. Cash is king. You have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, different things like this, or something at a little different, like maybe angioplasty is a little different percentage, but we're going to pay anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000 for these critical events. This can help in the event of lost work. This can help for many, many other things. We happen to have a $30,000 critical illness benefit on our insurance plan. In fact, this is our actual plan right here. It says $30,000, cancer 100%, and you'll see some others have different percentages on a smaller level. This is the actual plan. It doesn't have a card, but this is our policy. That's where the policy number was and all that. So this is very, very powerful stuff. So to summarize, I'm totally independent. I have 15 years of experience. I can sell with any company, any plan, but I choose what I do because of this right here. Major medical, you pay your deductible. You have money that comes in out-of-pocket dollars that comes from the bill, which is fake, or the claim. Either way, it's not real. And if you look at, you can go online and you can see how much stuff really costs. Go to a place called the Health Insurance Blue Book. It's just like a blue book for cars, and you can actually see how much stuff really costs. And you'll be very angry when you see how much the plan that your agent put you on is costing you, because you don't get to take advantage of repricing like my clients do and see real pricing. You pay the premium every month. You have a claim, you pay first. With our plans, you pay your premiums, you have a claim, the company pays first according to contract. It pays its part according to contract, covers hospital surgery, professional services. You get to enjoy the network discounts of fake bills by an average of 40%, and you get to use any provider in the whole United States. You have a $5 million lifetime. Let me back up to this once. My wife and I love this because we travel a lot and we plan on traveling even more, and I just turned 60 years old, and so we want to be able to have access to any kind of health care we want anywhere in the United States. This offers it to us. You custom design a plan. You choose from the good, better, best, which is your 1, 2, and 3 unit options, an annual maximum of $100,000, $250,000, or $1 million. You pick your deductible. Most often, you have very little doctor copay or none. Sometimes you get money back. And you have your first 3 visits of the year that are covered with no deductible at all. You have a $50 outpatient deductible, and that's waived in surgery with an anesthetic. And, I mean, it's just a great, great plan. Our options, we have dental you can add on, enhanced accident plan, crisis recovery cash anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000. And then you have the value-added benefits, again, no charge. That's Teladoc, Script Save, and one I never told you about, Caris 360 Bill Advocates. Many times people get a bill and they look, and this is not the fake bill anymore. This is the repriced one. But they still look and go, wow, that doesn't look right. And Caris 360 is someone that you can call, and they can help you. And if there is money that you have coming to you in the reduced bill or whatever, they're going to find it. Very good group to work with. And one of the most important things to me is it's guaranteed renewable. I have people ask me all the time, is this short term? You know, how long is it going to last? You can get on the bus with us anytime you want. At no point can we say, okay, it's time to get off the bus, your ride's over, unless you've used the full $5 million lifetime benefit of the policy. If you choose to get a policy with an accident plan and with a dental plan and with critical illness, and then later on decide you don't want any of those, then you can just drop them. Or at any point you can say, I just don't want to have the insurance anymore either. That's your option. So this is really, really important. I want you to understand very clearly, in my mind, the only reason people continue to be brainwashed by the major medical plans and don't go into plans like what we're offering here is because, number one, they just don't understand them, or number two, they've just been so brainwashed, or their agent's been so brainwashed that it's the only way. But I'm telling you, it's not true. And the choice then becomes 5 key questions. 1, do you want a major medical plan or do you want something else? If you don't want to pay the premiums that you're paying for a major medical plan, you have no option. You have to go to something else. Do you want to pay more money monthly, or do you want to pay less? That's a simple question. Do you want to pay more at claim time, or do you want to pay less? And then ultimately, what do you like about the plan designs that I've shown you with us, and what concerns would you have with our plan designs? And then the only other question is, if you want a better plan for you, when? And the answer is, if I can cut your premium 25, 30, 50% or more, the best time to do that is yesterday, right? If I can save you money, then let's help you do that right away. So feel free to give me a call back and let's talk some more about your options. And I really, truly believe there is not a better option out there, or I would own it. Okay, that's really important to understand. I care greatly about my clients. My clients call me night and day. I make myself available. If they have questions, I want to be there for them. If they have concerns or when there's a claim that doesn't look right. Most agents are so hard to find after the sale. I pride myself in taking care of my clients. My wife and I look at this as a ministry. We have taken care of people for 15 years, and we have people in our client base that have agents that live across the street from them, 2 or 3 hours from us, and they're our clients. And the reason is because we take care of our clients. I hope to have an opportunity to prove the same to you. Have a wonderful day.